DLC. I haven't played the base game ever, but I'm playing one for Echo Ridge right now. And so he has this thing called the Chaos Seed where he basically gives you a seed of a game and has everybody play the same map. It's the exact same map, but people play it differently. And then he showcases it later on the people who did, really cool and really well. Here we go. All right, so I'm into the space biome, but I won't start there. This is 826 cycles. This is my dining hall, which is pretty cool. Its decor is pretty high. Green is good decor. Right, let me take my mouse cursor out of the way so you can see my green decor. Wherever you see red is not necessarily good decor. The darker the red, the worse the decor. I am trying to hide my negative decor in this base, but I haven't done it yet. These are the hatch ranches that I have in this base. We have automation. Here is some of my automation. Actually, the base doesn't have that much automation. This is my main base, what you see right here, this big square. This is vacuum sealed. There is a vacuum that goes all the way around my base. I do this for the temperature. My base is temperature regulated so that I can control what temperature it is quite easily by just changing a few dials on my temperature machine over here. Meanwhile, since it's a vacuum, no matter how hot it gets out here, it doesn't affect the temperature inside at all. As you just heard the audio cut out, I just moused over my shine bug reactor. This is how I make power here on this planet because of clean energy. We're also trying to get all the achievements over here. And one way to make power is to get shine bugs. And if you get a whole bunch of them in one place, they will actually power solar panels. So these are solar panels that are running on shine bugs. However, there are so many shine bugs in each one of these because it requires so many to run these that the game freaks out over that and does not like it. So there are things in the game that give you water. Like this is a water geyser. It puts off water once in a while. It's really hot though. It's like 95 degrees. We have a water pump that's powered. It's not powered right now because the game is paused. But it pumps up the water into these liquid reservoirs. If when requested, it goes up this pipe. You can see that water is 94.5 degrees. That's going this way. It goes through this water pump. So this water pump will not turn on if there's water already in this pipe. Meaning, right now, currently, this water pump cannot turn on. So this water continues to go this way, up this insulated pipe. This insulated pipe keeps the temperature from exchanging from outside because it's 93.9 degrees. It goes over a liquid bridge, and the reason why for the liquid bridge is a game mechanic in this game. Anything else that's going through a liquid bridge has priority first. So this liquid here is waiting. It's sitting in wait for these liquid blobs that are coming from over here. These liquid blobs are coming from over here because I have a big ass steam room that is producing excess water, and that excess water from there has to come out of here because if it doesn't, this gets to be problematic. But it needs priority. Anyway, it would continue up here. Going up here, still 94 degrees, 93 degrees. It's cooled off a little bit because heat does still come out of the insulated pipe a little bit. Turns left. It has to turn left because this is an output. It can't go out. It can't go in and output. It can go in and input. Inputs are white, outputs are green. So it can't go up. It has to go left. Going left, it goes into these inputs. These machines here are what are called electrolyzers. It takes water and separates it into hydrogen and oxygen. We can see that in the gas overlay right here. Hydrogen is pink, oxygen is blue. So it has separated the water into its base elements. Hydrogen, obviously being lighter than oxygen, floats to the top. We have gas pumps up top for the hydrogen. We have gas pumps on the bottom for the O2. And once again, yes, you make more oxygen than you make hydrogen. The hydrogen then is piped out, this pipe here. It goes here and is checked for the element. Is it hydrogen? Yes. Then turn off this. This is a gas shutoff. I have it on a NOT gate. This is set for hydrogen. So if hydrogen is here, it says send a green signal, right? So send a green signal if it's hydrogen. It goes into a NOT gate, turns it red, turns it off. If it's anything other than hydrogen, though, it turns on. That's why I wanted that way, because if it's carbon dioxide, if it's oxygen, if it's any other gas, it's going to turn on. And if it turns on, it's going to go down this pipe, go all the way out and vent out, because I don't want that gas in here. So what I want is hydrogen, and the hydrogen comes up. So this doesn't turn on if it's hydrogen. It comes up here and powers these hydrogen generators right here. I have one here, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each one of these hydrogen generators puts out 800 watts of power when running. And these pink blobs are my hydrogen gas. So these are full. This is a self-powered oxygen machine. The power that we get from the hydrogen, because the hydrogen comes up here and powers all this. This is the power wire. So these 800 watts then comes down, powers these batteries. This is a battery right here. This is a battery right here. Those batteries are then fed to transformers. These transformers can carry 200 watts. 2,000 watts. These transformers can carry 1,000 watts. So going back, we have wire that can handle up to 1,000 watts going over here, powering these items. Each one has a marking, 120. That means how many watts it uses when it's turned on. But it only requires that when it's turned on. Some of these aren't turned on all the time. Like the gas shutoff is not turned on very often. The 2,000 watts needs a different wire that can hold up to 2,000 watts. So that would be your conductive wire. I've made it out of iron so that it can be a little bit heat resistant, because this area does get quite warm. The process of making water into hydrogen and oxygen does create some heat, and we have to worry about that. So if we go to the gas piping overlay, this is the oxygen coming out. Oxygen is blue. It is coming out of that pipe at 91 degrees Celsius. That is hot. That's almost steam level hot. Right? So that hot oxygen is coming out, going through an insulated pipe down here. It's going through a gas bridge, so there's the input, here's the output. It comes down the gas bridge, still insulated pipe. Now, I've changed it over to radiant pipe. The radiant pipe is in a pool. The pool is cooled by a cooling loop from somewhere else that I could get into, but I won't yet. So this oxygen is now going this way. It is getting cooled by the pool of water here. It starts out at 90 degrees. By the time it gets to the other side of the pipe, it's at 37.4. I have other things going on here with cooling as well, right? And that oxygen gets fed to our base where our duplicants can breathe it. So that's my oxygen machine. Here's my petroleum boiler, where we turn crude oil into petroleum by using heat from magma that's already on the planet, that's sitting at 1,555 degrees Celsius. This is a cooling pool, as I said. This is where we make anything that's hot. Anything that's hot, we make right here. So this is everything. Like if I go to the heat overlay, you see it's really red. Over here is where we take this hot stuff and we then cool it off, right? Shipping. We have, oh shit, it didn't like that. Shipping. We take everything that we make in here and we ship it. And it goes up here and it's really hot. It's 139 degrees, right? Because this is my hot room. Then it goes through my cooling pool. And by the time it leaves, well, I have it set to be under 30 degrees Celsius. I have it check the temperature. So right here is a temperature checker. It tells me that this piece of debris that we have right here that is igneous rock is at 30.2 degrees Celsius. And I have said that if it is above 30, please turn on. And so it turns on this conveyor loader, or this conveyor shutoff. And so the debris then goes down and it goes back around again to be recooled. But if it's below 30, it will go out this way, up this line here, and out this way. And it just follows this line. Let's follow the line. Oh, here's some right here that it's already left the base. So this got down to a good temperature. It's already warmed up because the outside of my base is warmer than what I require for it to leave my base or leave that cooling room. And this is going to just keep on going up. This goes under and keeps on going up. So it's keeping on going this way. Now this bridge, it does take. So we're going up. Taking another bridge up here for some reason. I must have had something going through there at one time. Eventually I'll fix the pathing a little bit, but we're not there yet. It goes over a bridge, comes over this way. It's continuing this way. Boop, 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 boop. Goes over another bridge, and then finally comes out of a vent. That's where everything comes to be eventually. This is my what you call centralized storage. This is where everything eventually lands in the map. These are conveyor sweepers. These sweepers sweep or pick up things that it can see. The green is what it can see. It can see this. It can see this. It can see the conveyor loader. So it will pick up whatever the conveyor loader wants. We can tell them what we want the conveyor loader to want. This one, what do you want? You want igneous rock. This one feeds my hatches. So this one wants igneous rock. When it gets igneous rock, the sweeper will pick it up, put it in here. It comes down because this is an output. Goes into the input, comes out the output, goes down. It gets chilled off. This is actually a chiller. So comes in at 32 degrees. It goes in at 25.5. It goes through a vacuum, so it doesn't change temperature there. It goes under a bridge. Keeps on coming down. Goes under this bridge. Reaches a junction where it has to split 3 different ways. It does this evenly. So it goes 1 up, 1 straight, 1 down. Does it every single time. It's the ones that go up. Let's follow that. They go up here. They go over a bridge. Then they come to this junction where they split 50-50. Half of them go up, half of them go down. The ones that go down come down here, empty out in a chute, and drop on the floor. The ones that go up, empty out on a chute, come down on the floor. Same thing if we were going to the right. 50-50 split right here. The ones that go to the right go out the chute, drop on the floor. The ones that go down, drop on the chute, get on the floor. Same for the bottom range. This feeds my hatches without me having to at all. With that, the way that works, that saves my duplicates a whole bunch of time. So we have sporchids in our dining or great hall. There's a great hall right there. Right now, those are my room bonuses. This is my new hydrogen storage. This is my double full Rodriguez. This is 2 Rodriguezes in conjunction with a cooling loop. This is just a cool steam vent that probably I need to find a use for. Probably will never turn on. I'm making petroleum, but I'm not using it for power because I'm running clean power. I'm coring out the magma biome slowly. And eventually we'll have a whole bunch of geotuners down here in a laboratory in the magma. That's the plan. This is very germy food poisoning water. So this is getting sorted out in my... well, that would be over here in the chlorine room. We have a couple oxygen sources already. We have this infectious polluted oxygen vent that gets turned into clean oxygen, but it's still polluted, or it still has germs. That oxygen then, oops, gets piped out over here. Yeah, this game is definitely straining my PC. This then gets put into here. When this tank gets to be 90% full, and if it has 0 germs, it'll let that oxygen out. So that oxygen would then be clean, and it would be coming out this pipe here. These are buffer tanks, just in case this line gets full. But this then comes down and actually feeds my Atmos suits, I believe. Yeah, feeds the Atmos suits. So that's one of the oxygen vents that we deal with. Piping overlays, yeah, that's something. Over here is another one. This is a hot polluted oxygen vent. It's not infectious though, so it's just regular polluted oxygen. We just have to convert it into clean oxygen, which we do right here. But it's super hot, so we run it through the steam room. That's the reason I built the steam room over here. And that has priority, so it always goes out first so that we don't back up. But that then gets cooled off in my pool and fed into the base through that area. Yeah. And eventually that oxygen is coming in, 30 degrees, 25 degrees, but the cooling loop helps out as well. So there's the polluted, the brown. Yeah, the brown is the cooling loop, and the blue is my water that feeds most of it, or feeds most of the things that need the water. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I was able to show you that, guys. So that's how the game can get, but we are in the early stages. You see, so you can see how we get to that point if you decided to play the game. And I do have the seed on the YouTube video, so if you go back to the YouTube video, you can watch the first one.